Alright, so we're back with one of my favorite teachers, Mrs. McClure, and I've known her for how many years?
2, 3, going on 3.
Right, but I feel like I've known her forever. So hi, Mrs. McClure.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fabulous. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Let me tell you, she actually canceled her plans just to come here.
Of course. A chance to be on your show? Absolutely.
All right,
Screw those plans. Let's go.
I really like your outfit.
You know I like color too. I like tie-dye.
Look, we were texting and she was like, what should I wear? And I was like, you know I like a lot of color. And then she came, it was like bland, so I was like, yeah, put this on.
I did bring the backup here, so yeah, you know.
So anyways, Miss McClure, like I know you're a teacher at all.
Yes.
But who are you outside of work?
Oh gosh. Well, I'm a mom to a very sassy 12-year-old. I think I'm kind of just as quirky and goofy outside of work as I am in the school. Yeah, I try not to be serious and adult-ish.
I see.
Ever.
Could you do something for me 1 second?
Sure.
Could you grab those little green cards for me?
Yes.
Without like looking at them?
I'm not looking at them. I saw nothing.
But anyways, so when did you realize teaching was your career?
Ooh. Oh, it's going to get heavy. I'll try and keep it light.
Nope.
Nope.
Spill.
Okay.
Spill.
Okay. So life has a way of throwing you curveballs. I was working in a very not fulfilling job, working for Fujifilm. I don't know if I can say the company's right, but I was working in their custom compliance department, importing and exporting paper, rifle scopes, stuff that just like, just didn't make you feel good at the end of the day. I was like, I did nothing today. So my husband, my daughter's dad, passed away in a car accident when my daughter was 2. And bad things, you know, sometimes give you that moment to pause and reprioritize and look at things in your life and realize what's important and what's not. And I realized I wanted a job that, one, I was satisfied in and felt like I was helping people, but then 2, also that I would have more time with my daughter and like, you know, be able to, you know, have the same schedule with her since I was now a single mommy. So
I was about to ask you, that was my next question. How do you deal with being a single mother?
It's definitely difficult. Like you're wearing so many hats and stuff like that. But I think I've just been doing it for so long. It's been 10 years now. I think you just kind of get used to it. But I've always been a really hard worker and been able to handle a lot more on my plate, I think, than most. Just, you know.
How do you deal with that with making a teacher's salary though? That's my question.
That's where you got to get creative. So I'm a huge like sale shopper, Goodwill, like thrift stores, those kind of places. And you can find all kinds of, you know, craft ideas and stuff like that to do. And I love arts and crafts. And so it's always fun to do those. And those don't cost anything. We love to hike, you know, and that's also something that doesn't really cost a whole lot of money. What else? I'm trying to think. But yeah, so you just make it work.
Okay.
You know, you just scrimp and save. And I would rather sacrifice and make sure she's got something, you know what I mean? So you make choices. It's all about choices.
All right, now it's time for the fun questions.
Oh.
So hit it.
Oh, here we go.
All right, so I've got 8 cards here, and this
Okay.
is just full of random questions.
Okay.
Some outrageous.
Okay, let's go. Hit
Let
me
me
with
shuffle
it.
them. Although I don't know how to shuffle, we're just gonna act like we know how to
We can
shuffle.
just
So the first question is, do you ever stalk people online?
Oh, you're gonna get me in trouble.
Oh, I'm being serious. I stalk
I wouldn't.
you.
Well, hey, that's fine. You know, if I was a student and we had access to internet, I totally would be like looking up teachers. But my day and age, we didn't have all that access. I mean, you know, dating, you know, you definitely need to learn how to stalk people and make sure that, you know, they are or whatever. And I'm dating someone now, very happy with them. And there might have been some people popping up on their little stuff that I was like, who's this heifer? And like looking them up. So yes, there might be a little bit of stalking.
And this is my next question.
Okay.
Do you have a man?
I do have a man.
Do you approve of her man? Oh. Oh.
It's like kind of, yeah.
So it's been a little over 6 months. So it's still new.
Now, see, last time I talked to you, you said you had just gotten the key to the apartment.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so do you still have that key?
I do still have the key.
Have you been there? Do you like him, actually? Be serious.
Yeah, he's okay. Sometimes.
Does she like him?
She told me she likes him. So.
Are you lying?
No, I'm not. He's like, sometimes I don't like him now.
Okay.
Sometimes it's too much.
Oh. Well, sometimes I could be too much, though, so let's be honest.
Yeah, but I live with you.
Oh, that's true.
All right, the next question is, what's your favorite adult beverage?
Oh. I love, like, a good cider, like the adult ciders and sours, and I don't know how to say if it's Goza or Gozes or Goes, whatever. They're all in that sour family of beers. Love those.
Do you drink a lot?
I used to, like, especially when I worked at some previous school districts. I would make the jokes that, you know, this might be the year my liver quits. But I've found that, you know, not as much as I've this past year.
See, Mrs. McClure used to work at this school where there was just snakes all around, just slithering all around.
Oh, so many snakes, so many snakes. High-level snakes, low-level snakes, all kinds of snakes.
And I still see them every day.
I'm so sorry.
Because, you know, Mrs. McClure left my school, so.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
And I'm about to leave, too, so. This is my last year.
I know, you're going to do great things.
All right, this question is, what's one thing you're surprisingly good at that people don't know?
Oh, what is it? Puzzles. Oh, I do love puzzles.
Puzzles?
I do love puzzles.
Puzzles?
I do love puzzles. I love, well, I think maybe with the math part of my brain, it likes the puzzles and figuring it. So I do love puzzles. I love arts and crafts. I actually paint. I had an art show when I lived in South Carolina.
You look like a painter.
Yeah, thanks. I actually had an art show when I was down in South Carolina.
Actually? Mm-hmm. Did you win?
Well, no, it was at a local restaurant that they have the local artists come in, and I sold 4 paintings. So I think those are some things that surprise people, maybe. And I really love to like landscape and garden.
Now, see, that surprises me. Now, I know about the landscaping one, but I didn't know about the art and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, this next one is, are you the jealous one in a relationship?
Not typically. If I feel secure in the relationship, I'm not jealous. But if I'm not feeling on solid grounds, then I might be like, why was she? What'd you
Okay,
mean
if you see your man talking to someone over there and you're at a party, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna be jealous? Are you gonna ask questions?
I might ask questions, but like I said, I think it just depends on how I feel in the relationship. Like my current relationship right now, I'll be like, no, go talk. I don't care. I got you.
See, I'm the opposite.
But really,
I don't want you even talking to a friend.
Oh. But see, if I'm not secure in the relationship, then heck yeah, I'm gonna be like, what were you doing over there talking to them?
Exactly.
What's this? But yeah, so I think it just depends on the situation.
By the way, Miss McClure is actually my first in-person interview.
No way!
Yeah.
Oh.
And you're on the season 3 premiere, so
I know, I'm
good.
excited. I feel very honored. Thank you very much.
The next one is, what's the weirdest thing you've ever Googled? Like, honestly.
Probably. So I'm a pretty adventuresome eater. Like, I like to try unusual foods, and I've tried quite a few unusual foods. I think probably the weirdest thing I Googled was, what is sweetbreads? And they are not sweet and they are not breads. Let's just get that off the table.
What is it, actually?
So it's varying. I haven't gotten a clear definitive thing. It's either like cow brains or organs or stomach or intestines or something, or sheep, or it's like I haven't gotten a clear definitive answer.
Oh.
But it was not a good experience. I don't recommend. Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just they're not sweet or bread.
All right, the next one is, what's the weirdest dream you have ever had? No, it actually says wildest.
Okay. So the weirdest dream I've ever had, and I still remember it very vividly to this day, it's very bizarre, was I was somehow in like a Renaissance, not a Renaissance fair, but like the Renaissance time period. And I had 2 buckets. And in both buckets was my mom's head and my dad's head, but they were still talking to me the whole time. Like, it was like they had to be in the buckets to hey, you said wildest. I'm just saying, it was a very vivid dream. So yeah, so I remember carrying these buckets and they were just talking along to me, and that was the dream.
Oh.
It's very weird.
Oh.
I mean, you asked.
And the last one is, what's the weirdest food combo you've ever had and liked?
Ooh. Well, see, but then it also goes to like the fact that I like weird foods in general, but food combo. I mean, I like cottage cheese and peaches. Oh, know what? We just had pineapple and cinnamon. And cinnamon with pineapple,
Did you like it?
surprisingly, is delicious. It tastes like Christmas, but at the Bahamas. It's fabulous. You got to try it. Pineapple with some cinnamon. It's so good.
See, I like pineapple, but I don't like the way it makes you know that the rough feeling it does?
Well, see, we just found freeze-dried pineapple with cinnamon. And it was so fabulous. It tasted like I was in the Bahamas at Christmas time. It was so tasty.
All right, now, Miss McClure, now that you're actually here on the show, remember that scary story you were telling me about with that ghost?
Oh, God.
Okay, I want you to tell it actually now.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so I have a lot of very unusual paranormal experiences. I always have. But the one that really kind of stands out as the most vivid was when I saw like a full body apparition. So I went to school in Longwood, right down the road. It's got a lot of history. It's been around since 1839. And the dorm that I lived in, unfortunately, is no longer there. But there was no record of like them actually purchasing the land from this farmer. And so supposedly this dorm was haunted by the farmer on the North Cunningham side where I lived. And Maine apparently was haunted by his son Timmy. And they said, now I never saw this, but if you looked outside the dorms, you could see like the indentations in the dirt where like you could see their plots, like where they were buried or whatever, but there was like no headstone. Anyways, so I was an RA in the dorm at the time, and my roommate was in charge of the front desk. And the dorm was shaped like an H. And so North came to here, and I was walking down Main to go to North. Well, when you come onto the hallway, there's a study lounge. And there's nobody in the halls yet because nobody had moved in, because we were setting the halls up, and my roommate Katera was getting the front desk set up. So in the study lounge, it was dark, but you could see there was a man. It looked like he was sitting in the study lounge. He had a very high, like dark blue button-up collared shirt. He had brown hair that was parted, it was long, and he had a beard. But his eyes, God, it was like he was, that whole saying about peering straight through to your soul, like he was looking into every little dark recess of my soul. The hair on my neck went up. Just cold chills. And I froze in place.
Did it actually scare you?
Oh, yeah. I literally froze because it took me a second. I was like, not really seeing that. And then, like, you get those creepy heebie-jeebie feelings. And I remember just staring at him, but I could see through him to the air conditioning unit behind his head. And so I remember I made it to my room, which was right next door, and my roommate, she said that I just sat there and I was like pale, and I was just like, ghost. I just saw it. There's a ghost. And she went out and ran, and she didn't see anything. So fast forward to Halloween, Dr. Jordan would always do a haunted tour, ghost stories, for Halloween. You know us, we like the horror stuff. And I never got to go, but I told my boss of the building the story, and I described the man. And so he went to the ghost tour, and he talked to Dr. Jordan, and Dr. Jordan held up a picture and said, was this the man? And my boss said that what I described to him was exactly who was in that picture.
So now, speaking of Halloween and stuff, I know you love the Halloween stuff.
I love Halloween stuff.
So now, what is your favorite horror movie?
Favorite.
And did she ever tell you about that story?
Favorite horror movie? There's some good ones. There's a lot of not good ones, though. My boyfriend and I, we just watched Martyrs.
What's that?
It's where you would, it's weird. So these group of people, kidnap women, and they're trying to torture them and deprive them of just comforts and just torture them, starve them, until they get to the point where they apparently have an epiphany or some spiritual whatever. That was interesting. I think the ones, if I had to say my favorite ones right now, would be Nope and Get Out.
What is Nope?
Two. Oh, you haven't seen Nope?
I haven't seen it.
It's the Jordan Peele one with the aliens.
See, I don't like stuff like that.
Oh,
I don't like sci-fi-ish stuff.
Gotcha.
I like Haunted House and stuff, and
yeah.
Insidious. I don't like The Conjuring though. I like Insidious more than The Conjuring.
Yeah, I definitely would.
Have you watched any of the new movies that came out?
Well, I'm waiting for Terrifier.
Me too. I saw that.
I can't wait. That comes out October 11th. And apparently the first 10 minutes is the most disturbing of any horror movie ever. And apparently the guy that plays Art the Clown, there was also a scene where he had a really hard time, like, actually doing the scene. So I'm
like for real?
Yeah, this is in real life. So I can't wait. I can't wait.
Are my lips white?
No.
Are you lying?
No, I'm not.
Because you know, like when you put chapstick on and it leaves that like that white thing.
No, you don't have that.
All right. Well, anyways, that was Mrs. McClure, everybody, and up next is Darius's something and something. I don't know the name. I forgot, but we'll be right back.